Hey guys, Lazy Developer is here, and today we are going to learn how to create a health bar. And when the health is 0, we are going to play a death animation. So that's what we're going to do, and this is the level we're gonna work on. So it's just a basic level, nothing special, just few cubes, and yeah, nothing special to this. And the character is from the last video. And alright, let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is create a health bar. So I'm going to create a new folder called Widget. And also, before I forget, I have the death animation here. So this is the death animation from Blender. Anyways, so in the widget folder, I'm going to create a widget, and I'm going to call this heart heads up display. Open this up, and on the search palette type progress bar and drag this on the canvas panel. I'm going to keep this on the right corner. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to choose the green color, and good. And on the numbers percent size, like right here, the progress section, you can mess with the value, but let's add a function that's going to check for the health variable. So first click on the bind and create binding, and you will get these two nodes, and make sure that this is a float node. That way you know that you're in the right place. But anyways, before I mess with this widget, I'm going to go back to my game instance. I already made a custom game instance. Let's see, edit project settings, look for game instance. As you can see, I set the custom game instance for myself. So I'm going to click this arrow, go back to the world room, and this is my game instance. I'm going to open this up, and I just need one variable. I'm going to call this float. Now you can make this variable on your third person character blueprint, but I'm going to use game instance because game instance always saves your information for the variables, no matter if you change the level or not. But for third person character, if you change the level, the variables values is going to get changed or set back to default when you change the level. That's why I'm using the game instance. But anyways, so now we can create the function. So first I'm going to get the game instance, cast to my game instance, and now I'm going to get float. What did I save as? Oh no, it should be player health, player HP. Okay, now just connect this, and that's it. And also make sure to compile and set the value to 1. Alright, cool. And the reason why you're using 1 is because it's a percentage. the percentage limit or range is from 0 to 1. That's why we are using the number 1. So we are done with the widget. Now we are going to add the widget on our viewport. So open level blueprint, event begin play, create widget. I'm going to select hard, that's the one we just created, and add to viewport. Okay, now if you press play, you can see the green progress bar we just created. And now we are going to, when we drop from the ground, like when we drop from the level, we're going to reduce our health to 0. So let's work on that. For that, I'm going to create a new blueprint. First, I'm going to create a new folder and call this level 1. So all the blueprints specific to this level is going to go to this folder. Now I'm going to create an actor blueprint and I'm going to call this damage clear. Open this up. I'll create a box collision. I'm going to keep the name like that, but you can rename it. And now on component begin overlap, cast to third person character, and when the player hits this box, we're going to reduce the health. So but we need to get the reference from the game instance, so let's do that. First get game instance, cast to game instance, and you can do like this. Like if you right now we want an insta-death, I mean like when player hits the ground, player will die automatically. So I'm just directly going to set this to set player health to 0. But if you want your character to die slowly, what you can do is first get player health and subtract float to float, and you can subtract like 0.2 and then drag this like this. Both of them works, but yeah, I'm just going to go for the easiest way for now. And now we are going to create a branch variable and drag the player HP node, the float variable, and type less than equal. So if the player health is less than or equal to 0, then we are going to play the death animation. So but we want it to play on the third person character only. So let's go back to the third person character blueprint. Okay, I'm going to create a custom event and I'm going to call this when player dies, and I'm going to I already have a variable called dead animation, so just create a variable for dead animation boolean type, and you're going to the default value should be false, and set So when the date animation is true, this variable is true, we are going to play the date animation. But you can play like this, like play animation, and you can use these nodes, but this is not going to be smooth animation. Like the transition from the animation blueprint to the date animation is not going to be smooth. It's going to be a like wacky, sluggish experience for players. So I'm going to use another method. I'm going to use the blueprint class. So here is my animation blueprint class. I'm going to open this up, and now I'm going to go to the event graph, and I already created this in the last video, but here I'm just going to drag this up and search for the date animation variable. Get date animation, and I'm going to create a variable of boolean type date. And don't worry about my spelling, I don't really care about spelling because it's my project. I can do whatever I want. It's just me being lazy. But anyways, so now you set the date variable. Let's create the date animation. So I'm going to create a state, add state, call this date, and just tag this like this for every node. Okay, so first let's open this up, and I'm going to drag my date animation and connect this with this. So now let's set up the conditions. So from idle to date animation, when the date variable is true, get set equal and press true. Okay, copy this and go back to this as well. Back to date when true. Same goes with jump to date true. And now from date to jump when it's not true, the date animation is false. Now same goes with this, date to walk when animation is false, date to idle when it's false. Okay, now you should compile it and you will see a green check. Okay, so I think everything should be working now, but first let's bring that blueprint we created to the world. There it is. Zero, zero. And now I'm going to scale this to, I would say 55. 55. No, it should be bigger than that. Let's go with 80. Let's go with 110. Yeah, this is Good enough. Alright. So if the player falls from the platform, he's going to touch this blueprint, and when player touch this blueprint, it's going to reduce his health to 0. When the health is 0, we're going to play the death animation. So that's the plan. Let's see if that works. La 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 la. I fall. Oops. The death animation did not play. Let's find out. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. So you can see I did not say anything what to do when the health is less than equal to 0. So I'm going to call the drag that as third person character, and I'm going to call the when player dies function. Okay, so now it should play the dead animation. Let's find out. Okay, and it's looping. Let's see. You can stop the loop, but that's how you play the dead animation. You know what? Let's create a widget that says you are dead. So let's go to blueprint, create player dead, open this up and look for an image. You can set the color to black. Okay, enter to center, and you can look for text. Simple text, and I'm going to call this you are dead. Increase the size. Wait. I forgot how you change the size. But anyways, let's create an animation. Fade in. Go to timeline. Track. Select the canvas panel and track render opacity. Set this to 0, and after 0.5 seconds first create a keyframe. Set this to 1. Okay, now it's going to play the animation. So go to the third person character. The animation length is like I believe 1.5 seconds. Yeah, so sequence length is 1.58 seconds. So delay for 1.58 seconds, and first let's remove all widgets. Now we are going to create animation, create widget, and this is going to be player date, and add to viewport, and go back to the widget, and on the graph section, when event construct, drag the fade animation here, get play animation, and yeah, so now when the player is dead, it's going to play the animation and then it's going to pop the widget up. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. In the next video I'm going to show you how you can teleport your character and get your health back. So see you next time.